Hello, my name is Melvin Dothard, an application specialist here at Mimaki USA. Today, I will be demonstrating how you can use your CG-FXII Plus plotter to cut out images by minimizing the amount of cuts made and still receiving excellent quality cuts. This will reduce production time per piece, increasing the machine's overall productivity. Let's dive right in and see how it's done. To start, we must go over the different settings for our cutter. First, there's speed, which is how fast the blade will travel during the cut. Next is pressure, which is how hard the blade will press into the material. And finally, there's offset, which correlates to the angle of the blade. For this video, we're going to set the pressure to 250 and run a square cut. As you can see, the test cut completely cut the square out. Usually, you would reduce the pressure to fix this issue. However, for this process, we're going to do things a little bit differently. First, remove the blade holder from the machine by loosening the screw. You will notice the blade is protruding from the bottom of the holder. Twisting the silver side clockwise and counterclockwise extends and retracts the blade into the holder. Because the material was cut all the way through, we are going to retract the blade slightly until we find the optimal distance for cutting. Repeat this process until you get the correct test cut. Before we cut our print file, let me explain how this process works. Here's the print file we've already printed. Now, when creating a cut layer, most people would create it like as represented by the black squares. I am going to show you why cutting this art in an alternative way, which is represented by the green lines, saves production time. Our artwork is printed with 6 copies up. This will result in 24 different cuts with the black cut file. When you look at the second, or green version, you will see that we have only 9 different cut lines. This cut pattern will result in lower cut times per piece, since each side shares a cut line to the piece adjacent to it. Here is a side-by-side comparison of using both cut processes. Both cut files cut at the same speed to show consistency. Even though the video is sped up, you can see version B begins to complete rows faster than version A. At the end, version B, which is our green cut file, has completed while version A is still cutting. After calculating the math, you will notice that version B ends up being about 19% faster. When comparing the removal of the cut, you can see they remove easily when using half cut. Version B utilizes the most of the material, which will minimize the amount of waste. I noticed version B was easier to handle since I could remove an entire row at once versus each piece individually. Thank you for joining us on another tips, tricks, and techniques. Be sure to like and subscribe to all our social medias, and we'll see you again next time.